Greetings, everyone, and a warm welcome to another edition of Marketing the Invisible. My name is Tom Poland, as always, beaming out to you from on the sand, in the sunshine, little Castaways Beach here in Queensland, Australia. Joined today by Christi Scarrow. Christi, g'day, warm welcome from down under. Where are you hanging out?
Thank you. I'm here in Toronto, Canada. So nice and warm here as well right now in the summer.
Perfect. For those of you who don't know Christi, we've worked together for a little while now. She writes, she speaks, she coaches, she trains, she guides, she looks after 3 kids and a dog.
Yes.
It's not in her bio. I just kind of threw that in there because I know it's true. But Christi's specialty is empowering leaders, and I know that word is perhaps sometimes a bit overused, but she really energizes and equips leaders to find their voice and listen to the voices of others. And so she works with those individual leaders, she works with teams, works with organizations, so that they can be in a position to feel confident, to influence, and to make the right decisions that are really going to count and have impact. And our title today is How to Make Decisions That'll Move You and Your Team Forward Faster and with Greater Confidence and Clarity. Christi, our 7-minute starts now. Question number 1 is, who's your ideal client?
My ideal client is really, I work with entrepreneurs, small businesses who are trying to really find new ways to grow their business. And as you said, sort of be confident in the fact that they're making choices that are going to be right for them and right for their business, as well as for the teams and people they partner with.
Perfect. Thank you. And what's the problem you solve for them?
Well, I find as people are trying to go through that stage of going from maybe solopreneurs and bringing in new people and thinking about new ways to grow their business, it really is a challenge to know what direction do I need to take and how do I do the right things to enable the people around me. So the problem I solve is really giving them clarity in the strategy and the choices, and also confidence in the fact that, the way we all make decisions is slightly different, and they need to kind of embrace the strength in that, but also find ways to consider other perspectives. And that's why I kind of find that balance between being confident in your voice, but bringing in other perspectives. So it's all about enabling them with the right techniques to think about their decision-making style, make the right choices for their business, and enable others to also make good decisions.
Perfect. So let's have a look at question number 3. We've got just over 5.5 minutes left. Let's put the spotlight on this leader, on this person who would typically be your client. What's going on in their business, in their role at work, that would kind of give them a clue that they need to find out more about what you do? And what are sort of some of the symptoms they'll be noticing?
Yeah, a lot of times I find that they're feeling kind of stuck or overwhelmed, right? It's just like, entrepreneurs and small businesses, they're idea people, right? They're empowered, they're passionate about what they do. A lot of times it's like, I just don't know where to take the next step. And I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed, and, different advice is coming to me from different areas. I'm finding I want to bring in other people, but I'm not sure how to manage that. There's different viewpoints, different ways of interacting. And so that's the kind of the time where you're taking your business to a point where maybe you're just doing it on your own to where you need to involve others. So that's some of the symptoms of feeling kind of that anxiousness of, I'm not sure that I'm doing it properly. I'm not sure if I'm making the right choices. I'm not sure if I'm enabling others or bringing them along with me and motivating them the way I need to.
Right. Because in leadership training and management training, there's actually not a lot of time devoted to the decision-making process. And yet it's the core of the most influential thing that's going on in any business.
Absolutely.
So let's go to question number 4, 4.5 minutes left. These are smart people. They're generally ambitious people, and they're people who do care about making a difference. So they're going to be trying stuff. What I'm interested in learning from you is, what are some of the common mistakes they make when they're trying to get decisions right, but before they've found your resources?
Yeah, I think one of the things that, and I've been caught in this myself, is that they try to do it themselves, right? They try to lean into it and figure out how to do it.
Right.
And in fact, at that point, when you're in that pivotal point of growing your business, that is the time to think about the resources that you need. And it's also because you're surrounded by lots of different advice. You have to find a way to cut through that clutter, cut out the noise, focus on what is your core purpose and meaning, and think about how you're going to find the stepping stones to bring people along in that process. Because that's what I find is you get a bit lost in all of that. And you think you can figure it out, but without some support and some clarity and someone to help pull that out of you, I think it's really hard to get out of that.
Clutter, clarity, right. And so often the blind leading the blind. So often,
Exactly.
so often we're all happy to jump in and try and help someone, but we may not actually know what we're talking about.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you for that. One valuable free resource. So we've got 3 minutes left. What I'm interested here is there some place that listeners could go to find out more about the becoming more confident through a robust decision-making process?
Yeah, I find that I've created an assessment that actually helps to define how you make decisions. But it starts from a foundation of understanding yourself, right? If you have a better understanding of the way you think, then you can be open to ways of actually strategically thinking differently and acting in a different way. So the assessment that I've created actually helps define, are you a more rational decision maker or are you more intuitive? Are you the kind of person that gets lost in the data, or you can jump ahead, because you've got that experience and maybe you're missing key information. I think it's always a balance in the spectrum. And I also, as part of that, kind of consider, are you more conflict averse or conflict assertive? Because I think conflict is a key part of decision making. And if you can speak your voice, you may actually not be listening as well. And if you're a good listener, you may need to think about how do you express yourself better. So it's a balance. And the assessment will tell you exactly where you sit on that. And then I offer a debrief to say, what are the strategies against that? How can you actually improve against that?
Very interesting. I've been to the page, folks. It's fascinating. It's like a matrix. And I think if you go there, you're going to have the curtain's going to be pulled back on your personality and your values and your style. And that's going to give you a much higher confidence in the decisions that you are making, because it's going to feel more like a hand in a glove rather than a square peg in a round hole.
Yeah, exactly.
So thank you for that. So www.truthwarriors with an A, not with an O, Truth Warriors, truthwarriors.ca /assessment, ASSESSMENT, for those who are like me and can't spell. So thank you for that, Christi. Question number 7, we've got just under a minute left. What's the one question I should have asked you but didn't? And the answer would be nice too, please.
Yeah, and the only thing I wanted to share as part of that is I get the question a lot in terms of the Truth Warrior model, why conflict is actually important to decision making. And I wanted to share, I think it's important that leaders recognize the need for more conflict, which actually means I'm going to lean into difficult conversations and I'm going to create positive tension in my teams, and I'm going to seek out different perspectives, which actually feels uncomfortable. At the same time, I think there's sometimes a need for less conflict. So it's always that balance for me about finding about where you are and how do you sort of think about strategies to move another way. And that's exactly what my intention is in Truth Warriors, is to get people to think about that. So
incredibly insightful. Christi, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks for checking out our Marketing the Invisible podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to generate 5 fresh leads in just 5 hours, then check out www.5hourchallenge.com.